I'm Steve Skojak, and this is the OnePeterFive Minute. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the OnePeterFive Minute, the top stories news show that has never even once been only a minute, but we liked how it sounded, so we went with it anyway. Nice to see you again. On a serious note, if you enjoy this program and the other content we provide here at OnePeterFive, we do need your help. Our May fundraiser is seriously short of the goal with only a few days left in the month, and we need your contributions to keep us going. Just go to onepeterfive.com/donate to join in our fight. Also, a little procedural note, it's been nothing but all the Jans in the world yelling, "COVID, COVID, COVID!"
Marsha, Marsha, Marsha!
For the past 2 months. But drip by drip, we're getting some actual church news again. And we're here to tell you about it with a little bit of irreverence. Spoiler alert, some of this will still be COVID related. In what is perhaps the most unsurprising story of the century, the Archdiocese of Munich and Freising, the official stomping grounds of this creepy Muppet, lost over 10,000 Catholics from the official rolls last year, 2019. In 2019, that number was nearly 9,000. The diocese is absolutely hemorrhaging Catholics. This is the same diocese, by the way, that has, under the leadership of its Cardinal Archbishop, the papal advisor Reinhard Marx, engaged in the following. Promotion of married priests. Push for a declericalized Roman curia filled with, quote, emancipated women. The allowance of Holy Communion pretty much indiscriminately to Protestants who are married to Catholics. The rebuke of a Bavarian public official for ordering the display of crosses, Christian symbols, in public buildings. The closing down of ancient monasteries. Only one new seminarian in 2016, just 6 ordinations in 2017 for a diocese of nearly 1.7 million people. And who knows how bad it is after that, because I haven't been able to find the data. Cardinal Marx's leadership seems to have had a lasting effect in other areas of the country. In his previous diocese, Trier, which is the oldest in Germany, they began to work on a plan in 2017 to consolidate nearly 900 parishes down to just 35. His successor, Stefan Ackermann, is known for a similar style of governance to Herr Marx. Und it seems to be working just wonderful, doesn't it? One of the biggest obstacles, of course, to Catholics leaving the German church has always been the so-called Kirchensteuer, the mandatory German church tax, which absconds with nearly 9% of the income of anyone claiming membership in a church. This is the thing that has kept the failing German church glutted with cash, despite so little actual faith or participation in the country. And it is enforced at the point of excommunication on any who wish to avoid giving their money to the heretical beneficiaries now running the church. But as Catholic scholar Roberto de Mattei pointed out in a recent interview with OnePeterFive, such an excommunication would be canonically invalid because it negates a free and conscious choice on whether or not to participate in the tithe. This is not just his opinion, but that of the Vatican. See the show notes for a link to a document from the Vatican saying as much, and it appears that a lot of German Catholics are either figuring this out and quitting in protest or just giving up on the church altogether. Or in the case of some of the faithful, they are turning to the SSPX, who will give them the real faith and all the sacraments, including things like a funeral and last rites. Kirchensteuer be damned. In pandemic-related news, photographs showing priests apparently baptizing babies from a distance using squirt guns have raised quite a fuss online for understandable reasons. One such photo, which has gone viral, was taken in Tennessee and depicts Father Stephen Klasick. He goes by Father Steve, apparently, which is never a good sign, taking aim at a baby from behind a face mask. The child is being held out stiff-armed by an amused mother while a stupidly grinning father stands in the background. Father Klasick, no, I'm not going to call him Father Steve, sorry, told the Catholic news agency that the photo was staged, that there's no holy water in the gun. I guess he was shooting blanks. And that the family requested the shot, no pun intended. All of which serves as your daily reminder that far too many Catholics see the church herself as a joke. And not all of them, sadly, think that's a bad thing. Yes, we make fun of what they're doing, but we wouldn't do it in church. For his part, Father Pius Pietrek, an assistant professor of canon law at St. Patrick's Seminary in Menlo Park, California, told the Catholic Herald that we should remember to have reverence for sacred things. Quote, putting holy water into a squirt gun and treating it as if it were a comedy sketch on Saturday Night Live is treating both the sacrament and the blessed water unworthily, he said. In the immortal words of Billie Eilish,
Duh.
Meanwhile, an executive order in Howard County, Maryland this week forbids the consumption of any food or drink as part of any religious service, which serves to not only effectively outlaw Holy Communion entirely, but also licit masses, which require at minimum the consumption of the sacred species by the offering priest. Cardinal Gerhard Mueller, former prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, said on The World Over on EWTN last week that the coronavirus is being instrumentalized to suppress the church and her sacramental life. Quote, the state as such cannot say we forbid worshiping. We are not a state church. We have fundamental religious rights as human rights, and the state must respect these rights. It, the state, can only interfere in the medical security of the people, but it is absolutely contradictory to open the supermarkets and close the church. Now, the battle for the rights of the church versus concerns of the state over public health and safety during the pandemic will continue for the foreseeable future, and will almost certainly have lasting consequences. And finally today, as I reported this morning at OnePeterFive, there's a new initiative aimed at prompting the U.S. Congress to investigate Catholic Relief Services for a potential violation of the so-called Mexico City policy. According to Lepanto Institute President Michael Hitchborn, who is leading this particular charge, his investigations into CRS have uncovered the use of federal aid by CRS in Africa to promote healthcare providers that have ties to abortion services. The United States Mexico City policy forbids the furnishing of, quote, health assistance under this award to any foreign non-governmental organization that performs or actively promotes abortion, end quote. Hitchborn hopes to gain 100,000 signatures on the petition by June 25th, which would, as a matter of policy, trigger an official statement from the White House, adding more publicity and pressure to the initiative. In a statement to OnePeterFive, Hitchborn explained the situation. Quote, for the last couple of years, we have been calling on the bishops of the United States to convene a third-party, independent investigation into CRS projects, especially those related to HIV and AIDS. Unfortunately, the bishops have been satisfied with allowing the agency being charged with moral corruption to investigate itself and find itself innocent of the charges, and then they just parrot the talking points handed to them by the same agency. Well, if the bishops won't do the right thing, then the next step is to get the government involved. After all, they are taking massive amounts of federal funds to perform these projects, and if they aren't following the proper federal and moral guidelines, then they should have those funds stripped away. Hitchborn went on to say, I know that there are at least 100,000 pro-lifers, Catholic or otherwise, out there who believe that organizations that violate the Mexico City policy should be investigated and denied funding if found guilty. It's this knowledge that gives us great hope that we will reach our goal by the end of the month. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of the OnePeterFive Minute. Please remember, if you enjoyed this video, to share it with all of your friends. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, please consider making a financial contribution in support of our work at onepeterfive.com/donate. Until next time, I'm Steve Skojek. Thanks for watching the OnePeterFive Minute. I was trapped in another dimension, but now I'm free to tell the world the news again. Free, I tell you, free! I cannot decide if this color or this light is making me look pale as a vampire. I mean, I've been out in the sun. I even got sunburned a couple times. But this new light making me look pallid and strange. Gonna have to fix that in color correction in post. That's pretty weird. That's not how I look in the mirror. Just gonna bring it in teeny tiny smidge. Because if you go out too far, then you get the edge of the set. Where's my paper towel? I'm so shiny. I don't do makeup. I don't even know how to open this thing up. And there's no way it's the right skin color for me. Are you kidding me? There we go. Happy little tree. Happy little makeup container. Alrighty then. Let's get it done. Here, let's move this. How far up? No. There we go. Right. Now, have to remember to turn off the air conditioner unit. It's like 110 outside, and it's going to get hot in here real quick. So I'd best get to my work here. I'm going to bring you down just a wee, and then we're going to bring you down just a wee bit more. There we go. All right then. I think that'll be grand. then.